Are you ready for a Dr. Joe makeover of a classic sweet?
Oh, Dr. Joe, I like it.
Oh, I'm doing a big song and dance because I don't often cook really sweet stuff. But you know the caramel slices that you get? It's kind of got a biscuit bottom, caramelly middle, top. I've tried to do a Dr. Joe version of that.
Oh.
And I think I nailed it.
Wow.
But I shouldn't speak too soon until we see what you think, Tim. We're going to use this lovely granola. So if you could please take a couple of cups of that. And I thought you might appreciate doing some bashing today.
Oh, okay.
You know, spending time in the kitchen with me probably makes you want to do a bit of bashing.
Never.
And I have pre-lined my tin here with some baking paper, so just grease it and then stick some baking paper in there because you want to make sure there's nothing worse than when you make something like this and then you can't get it out the tin. So baking paper really helps. So yeah, just a couple of cups. And look, I'm using this particular variety, but any of the granolas that you like. This is a gluten-free one. Yeah. So just give it a bit of a smash up. I don't mind if there's some little bits, but I want it to look more like that sort of biscuit kind of bottom.
Can do.
This is basically going to have 3 layers. So the only thing about this recipe is that you've got to do each layer individually. And there's a wee bit of a process involved in this.
How's that?
That looks perfect, Tim. Thank you very much. Lovely. So this has already got a nice cocoa flavour and it's got coconut in it. So it's a lovely flavoursome filling. I'm just going to add to it some extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
There's going to be extra virgin olive oil in every layer. Just warning you.
Instead of butter.
Some honey. And, you know, most of my recipes interchangeably, you could use honey or maple syrup. So both of them are actually going to go into this recipe. But I'm putting honey into the base.
Great.
Because I want the base to set really nicely. And then some almond flour.
Okay.
So in goes my almond. And then just give it a good stir. Okay, beautiful. So I'm just going to tip that into my bowl.
Reminds me of chocolate crackles. Remember those?
I do remember those. That takes me back.
Takes me back. Nostalgic.
Okay, so just using the back of a spoon, spread it out and just gently press it down just to help it to come together. Okay.
Nice.
That
You want me
looks
to pop it
perfect.
in the oven?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So that's going in the oven for only 10 or 12 minutes. We're going to keep an eye on it. So I've let this cool down completely, okay? So I've just had it in the fridge, taken it out the oven, popped it into the fridge. So now we're ready to do our middle layer.
All right.
And this is where we get a little bit of salted caramel vibe going on.
Yum.
I'm going to use tahini, which I absolutely love. Then I'm adding my extra virgin olive oil. Now we've got some maple syrup going in here, and that's where I'm getting my sweetness from.
Because I've noticed no butter, no sugar.
No, so this is
Dr.
not
Joe.
a refined sugar. Technically, we still include this as an added sugar, but it is an unrefined sugar. And then lastly, just a little bit of vanilla essence for flavour and a pinch of salt to give it that caramel sort of flavour, salted caramel flavour. Okay, now that is nicely thickened up. That is ready for us to pour.
Okay.
And literally, we just pour this on.
Well,
Just looks like toffee, doesn't it?
I'm amazed how that's come together. That's a great little caramel recipe.
And then spread that out. And then this is going to pop in the fridge to set. And it'll only take 20 minutes or so to set before we do our final chocolate layer. So my chocolate is nicely melted. And I'm just going to show you a funny little trick.
Oh, okay. Dr. Joe.
Love a funny little trick. This is a really high polyphenol dark chocolate, and that's what gives dark chocolate that slightly bitter taste. And you know that same bitter taste you get, or the peppery taste you get in the back of your throat from a really good, robust flavoured extra virgin olive oil? That's also polyphenols. Now, for some strange reason, when you combine extra virgin olive oil with dark chocolate, the polyphenols kind of, I don't know, it smooths out the dark chocolate and both of the tastes become softer. And you almost get this much sort of creamier, almost milk chocolatey type flavour. It's extraordinary.
Just from adding the oil.
Yeah, it's one of those amazing little, and you get this lovely sort of shiny kind of chocolate. Okay, so this is our final layer. So we've got our tahini layer nicely set in the pan. I'm just going to pour over our dark chocolate olive oil layer.
It's got a beautiful gloss to it now since
Doesn't
you added
it?
the oil. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's something we don't think about doing. And when I first did it, I thought, my God, it's right. I didn't believe Leandro when he was telling me that that was what was going to happen. And then just spread it out, making sure that all the tahini layer is covered. Then, you're not allowed to eat it yet.
Oh, come on.
But if you like, you can lick the spoon.
Yes.
And this goes back into the fridge to set, or if you need it much faster, you can pop it into the freezer. So once that chocolate is nicely set on the top, you're just going to carefully pull it out the pan. Open out. Now, do you see those beautiful layers?
Oh, wow. I'm so excited, Jo. It's a little mission of mine whenever I'm travelling and I stop in at a country bakery, I always get a slice of caramel slice. So
there you go.
I can't wait to
Let's
try
see
yours.
if I can compete. So just with a nice sharp knife, cut it, and you can cut this into bars, into little squares,
So that's
into
mine,
big
yeah.
squares. I thought you were going to say, that's mine. I'm going to do them into kind of this size, little
Nice.
squares. And then that is just kind of a perfect little portion.
Wow.
How pretty is that?
And that beautiful granola base on the bottom.
And I would keep this in the fridge, because if you keep it out the fridge, of course, that chocolate, especially on a hot day, is going to start to melt again. So I like to keep it in the fridge and just see how long this is going to last in your house. Because I tell you, it doesn't last long in mine.
Not long.
This is also a really nice one to take. I take it as gifts to people's houses, you know, and you're going to visit someone. It's lovely to take a
nice
little sweet
idea.
trip with you, yeah. Okay, I think I'll leave the rest in the tin. That's probably enough for us. And
We need to try it.
it's one for you to try. There we go.
All right. Do you want to cut that in half? All right. Going in. That granola base is really lovely and a really creative idea. I've never done that before. The caramel's great. Really gives me those sesame log vibes from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And then that rich chocolate on top. All we need is a cup of tea.
It's delicious. Yeah, chewy bottom, salted caramel vibes in the middle, dark chocolate on top,
Pop the kettle on.
and it's good for you.